Baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's me coming to you from the Nelson Mini Farm, and I'm up here in the goat pen house with Gesundheit, with my buddy Hank and his girlfriend Loppy, and they're just hanging out as usual, and the dogs are running wild as usual. Wanted to show you guys and give you the proper introduction of Hank and Loppy, because these are two of the coolest goats I've ever met in my life. Mr. Hank here, he's a miniature goat, and he has got such a personality. He goes right up after my German Shepherd my big Shepherd, when she runs up to the fence line. He don't fear nobody. And his wife Loppy over here, and in case you're wondering where she got her name, it might be the ears. I think it's the ears. I think that's where she got her name. I'm not sure. Anyway, I come out in the morning, and Mr. Hank is sitting here with his arms up, his front arms up here, just waiting for me to come out and say good morning. And it's kind of therapeutic, actually, believe it or not, these guys. I didn't believe in animal therapy. I figured animals are animals. I always like dogs, but I get a big kick out of the goats, and the goats do help. They help relieve some stress. You come out here and talk to them, and they've got their own area, a huge area. They've got a covered area over here that they can go in if they want. That's out of the rain. You can see we're starting to do a PVC top for it. We're going to build it out and do it like probably a thatched roof or something. But they got their own. You come out here and they're jumping from these things. They're jumping off these wire reels that I got from work. They got their own hay feeder, and it's weatherproof. We made this out of a tote. My wife found this on Pinterest or Pin this or whatever you call that thing. And we just cut the holes in it, and they just love it. It keeps their alfalfa up off the ground, because goats, once their feed hits the ground, they're not touching it. Once it's been stamped up, they're not touching it. But as you can see here, Mr. Hank has got unbelievable personality. He's I think he thinks he's human. Yeah, I do. But anyway, I'm going to take a little break. When I come back, I'm going to show you what Wyatt Matthew has done with the ponds, the original ponds. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, so now we're over here by the ponds. And whoever told us that just throw a pond in the ground and it'd be easy, they lied. It's always something. So we get home today from work, and Wyatt comes out and says, "Dad, the kidney pond, it's lost like 4 or 5 inches of water." What are you talking about? How could it have lost that much water in one day? I mean, it gets hot here in Central Florida, but not that hot. Well, in our infinite wisdom, when we built this thing, we got the kidney pond from a nice lady in Mount Dora. I'm sure if you've watched our videos, you saw where I talked about that. And it came with this plastic hose right here that you see that's already kind of got a curve to it. So I thought it'd be great to use it from the pump in the kidney pond up to the waterfall. Unfortunately, what I didn't think about is when I connected our master hose to it, that someday it might leak around here. Well, guess what? Undoubtedly, today was that day. And it dumped about 4 or 5 inches out, and luckily why we caught it before it got carried away, because we keep our pumps about 2.5 to 3 inches, probably 3.5 to 4 inches off the bottom, as what I like to call a just in case. Because if something does fail, we don't ever want our ponds to get sucked completely dry. These outdoor ponds, believe it or not, all they are is feeder fish, y'all. They're feeder fish and minnows. And, an old timer once told me a story that when you buy feeder fish, you're buying common goldfish, comets, They could be shabunkins, ryukins. You never know. What happens is the wholesalers, the fish wholesalers, they may not have a big order for the big 4 or 5 inch comets. So rather than losing $1, they'll make a dime by just taking big nets and sweeping up the smaller goldfish and selling them as feeders. Well, you put them in a pond or in your aquarium, and this is what you get: big goldfish, big comets. You may not be able to see how big these guys are, but these guys are. Some of them are 4 or 5 inches. Those are huge feeder fish.
Yeah, we've only had them for what, 3 months now?
3 months, if. You know, we started out these ponds with minnows and shiners to get the biology going, but I'm gonna tell you right now, that one orange and white ryukin right there and that shabunkin, we put those in there. The rest of those are feeder fish, y'all. Every one of those fish that you see, those 4 or 5, there's a 6, probably a 6, and he's probably 6 inches right there, that one. They are all feeder fish that we bought from various pet stores and put them in our ponds. And you just wouldn't realize how big they get. We feed them the koi food. Christina's throwing some in there now, and man, they just go ballistic. They love their food. They can't get enough of it, and that's why they grow so big. I'm gonna bring you down there to them so you can get out of the way. Look at the size.
They're big.
I mean, guys, I'm not blowing this up. This is not, I have not changed the aspect, nothing. They're big fish.
Look at that one big fantail. He's
Yeah,
huge.
well, the fantail we put in there, the ryukin we put in there,
Yeah,
and the
those
shabunkin.
are gonna get big.
But that fantail, look at them, they're jumping. They're making noise. But anyway, just to show you what Wyatt did over here is, you know, our fantasy waterfall from our big pond into our little pond, so that it's supposed to look like, again, that the water flows out of this big pond, off of this waterfall, into this one, into there, but it really doesn't. It actually pumps from here into a pan underneath all this shale and flagstone.
Yeah, if you go around
back in.
the front, you can probably see it.
And Wyatt kind of had to redo it and give it more of a waterfall so that it would come back and we weren't losing all that water. So you can see the pan up underneath it. It's a Lowe's $15 pan, plastic pan. You can
And we
buy 'em.
actually got with the pond,
With the kidney pond, yes sir, you're right. And he does all of our shale work because Dad's getting a little, okay, we'll go. Dad's getting a little out of shape, let's say. But, you know, I think he's doing a fantastic job with it. And the money trees that my wife planted, and we did all the planting around this side of it. And in the back, we call this her mulch garden. This is all potted plants because our well pipe comes from that building over there, right underneath that pond, and somewhere through here. So we don't dig any of this in. Now for years, we've lived here, we're going on our 9th year, y'all, and we did not, there wasn't a stitch of grass, no weeds. It was dirt. We put mulch down to do this. Now all of a sudden we've got St. Augustine, Bahia, everything trying to grow up through it. So we're out there picking weeds all the time. But this is our little zen area when we want to get away and do things. This is a pretty cool thing my wife did over here. She took common cinder blocks, now these are poinsettias, and did these, and the pots fit right in. And here she actually planted them in there, planted plants in there, and they're doing great. And they really are. All this stuff. You know, we got a banana palm right here, and she's got hanging stuff that got what are these, honey? These are hibiscus. We never have any luck planting hibiscus, but we can grow the heck out of them in some pots. You know, and we've got this. I think. What do they call this one? This is a
Pitcher plant.
pitcher, like a pitcher of tea or a pitcher of Coke or a pitcher of water.
Let's see.
It holds the water inside there. It's the coolest thing. So when it rains, it does go into the soil. It does, but it catches it here
Catches the
so that
water.
during drought,
And flies. It's actually supposed to catch flies.
yeah, it catches
instead of
flies
going
for
in.
nutrients.
Yeah.
And of course, my wife and I love wind chimes because we love the sound of every wind and nature. But anyway, we wanted you guys to see, or I wanted you all to see, what we did today. Gonna start posting more content. I've been kind of under the weather. Nothing serious, don't worry, I'm fine. I'm actually, every day I'm getting better. It's not COVID. Don't worry, if I cough right now, you got no chance of catching nothing. But I'm getting better every day. And I just want everybody to know that we're still doing this, and we want to see what you guys are doing too. And I mean that. You know, we're trying to get everybody to come outside. They're telling everybody to stay inside. We're telling everybody, get outside. Do stuff with your family. Get back to the way things were when we were all growing up. Have bonfires at night. If you can't have a bonfire because you live in a neighborhood, sit in the front porch, sit in your driveway and talk to your neighbors. Find out who your neighbors are, guys. And maybe shoot a video of it, tag it to our YouTube, and if it's good, I'll approve it to our link. I will. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram now.
Facebook.
We're on Facebook, of course. And we have a Facebook group if you want to search us. We're in the Central Florida area in the town of Umatilla. But we're doing all this for our family and our neighbors and all the neighborhood kids. We want to see what y'all are doing for your family in your neighborhood for your neighborhood kids. So as usual, I got to give the speech. You ready? If you like the video, hit the like button. It's over there. It's right there. We really want y'all to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button because, you know, we're not doing this for the money, but we want everybody that likes our videos to see them when it pops up on you. When you open up your YouTube and you go to your favorites, anybody you subscribe to, their latest videos would come up, so ours would come up. But an even better way, after you hit the subscribe button, is to hit the bell. Where'd you put the bell this time, Christina? Oh, it's over. It's over here. I see it. Put the bell, hit the bell, and it'll notify you as soon as we upload one of these silly videos. It'll notify you. I know. More email, more silliness, but you're part of the family now. We're part of your family. We want to see your stuff as we're showing you ours. So as I always end these, and I mean this sincerely, everyone, be safe.